All right, today we are presenting sustainability practices at Bears Den and Dining Hall Sontheim at HHN and BSU. Bears Den background information. Bears Den is the primary dining hall for students on the west side of campus at BSU. They offer convenient food court style experiences with an extensive selection of culinary options, including salads, smoothies, poke bowls, Tex-Mex, pasta, chicken dishes, and plenty others, with vegan and gluten-free options included in that as well. They accept dining dollars, meal swipes, flex dollars, cash, credit cards, Apple Pay, and the regular hours. They are open Monday through Friday with varying hours on Friday.
So I will continue with the background information of the dining hall in Sontheim. It is operated by the Studierendenwerk Heidelberg. It is the second largest dining hall of the HHN. There is space for 480 students. The opening hours are from Friday, 11 o'clock, from Monday to Friday, from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There are also vending machines filled with snacks. You can charge your phone there. There are a lot of power sockets. Oh, and you can get their free Wi-Fi. And the weekly menu is available online.
All right, so now we're gonna go into the SWOT for Bears Den. Some of the strengths they have is they have a variety of food options, a lot of seating for the students. Feeding into the options, we got gluten-free and vegan options as well, with a dietitian that's available to meet with the students if they would like. Some weaknesses they do have though is they close a little early and aren't open on the weekends either. It can be expensive without a meal plan, and the lines are long during lunch hours, so having only two lanes to check out isn't really helpful. Some opportunities they have though would be to extend the hours, especially on the weekend. So if they're open, it kind of benefits the students that live on the west side of campus instead of having to go to ECC or CRIM if nothing else is open and having to walk to the east side. And another opportunity they have would be to market and host events targeted towards commuters. So it would encourage them to be on campus a little bit more, or even to transition to living on campus if they like the options that they have. Some threats they do have, though, as well, would be new restaurants in the area of Bridgewater State that have similar foods. So, say, like if there's a restaurant that's opening a little bit outside of campus and students want to go there, that's taking away from the food and time and money that they're putting in while they're not spending their money at the dining hall. And the other dining halls nearby, like Creme, Tilly, or ECC, if students prefer those, then they're going to lose out on that as well. And along with that, less expensive options that are nearby are pretty threatening because it's just taking away from that.
So I will continue with the SWOT analysis for the HHN dining hall in Sontheim. For the strengths, they got a wide variety of food. They are open most of the day. They got a nice outside area. You can see on the right bottom side of the slide. They got cashless payments, and the food quality is very good, and there is no plastic. They got weaknesses. They're especially in the breaks, there are long lines, and they just got few checkout options, few payment options, and there are no English signs. Everything is on German. There is not much space when the dining hall is full. For the opportunities, maybe they can extend the opening hours a little bit more, put some allergic signs next to the food, maybe employ more workers to extend the hours, and reduce food waste when cutting the menu. And for the last point, for the threats, it's easy to leave without payments. The price rise within the last month was high, and implement a self-checkout. So that's it for the SWOT analysis.
So now we're going to move on to the service blueprint for Bears Den Dining Hall. So For parking, there's no parking for Bears Den. You'll be walking from whether you're parking on the east side or the west side. When you get to Bears Den, you're gonna look around, decide what you want to order, and put an order in at the grill. While they're cooking your food, you can grab a snack or a drink. Then you will go and pay for your food on your way out and sit in the open seated area. And you can sit wherever you want, and there's no real utensils, so everything just gets thrown out or recycled at the end. There's no dishwashing.
So I will tell you about the service blueprint at the Mensa Sontheim. First of all, you arrive at the Mensa, normally by a car. Then you check your card if there's enough money on it. The Studierendenwerk Heidelberg just handing out cards for paying. Then you have to go to the food station and you have to do their self-service at the different food stations and collect your food you would like to eat. The kitchen is preparing the food for the students in the background for the food stations. Then you go to the cashier station and you are paying for your food and you go to the place to eat. After that, you return the dishes and remove the customers, the workers are removing the dishes from the tray on the conveyor belt.
When it comes to sustainability practices now at Bears Den, we start off with partners with local farms, specifically sourced fish and seafood from East Coast waters and fresh ingredients coming from New England farms. There's plant-based stations, specifically fresh salad located at Farmers Field. There's separate trash and recycle bins, 3 different ones, including just regular trash and then recycling. And then I feel like there's one that's for paper. And then lastly, there's plastic utensils which help reduce with energy use of dishwashing.
For the sustainable practices now at the campus Sontheim, there's a lot of vegetarian food and vegan food. There's not much food waste, and the remaining food is frozen. There are also different trash bins, as you can see on the picture at the bottom right. There are plastic cups. You will get a deposit for returning them, and there are no kinds of plastic kitchen utensils.
Our recommendations for the Bears Den is to separate the trash into different categories like recycling, composting, and just regular trash, and have them labeled with the examples like you can see in the picture on the right, so that they're accurately disposed of. As mentioned, Bears Den does have recycling bins, but we can take this a step further with bins for compost as well. And then the idea of repurposing food is to take unused food and repurpose it into other dishes. For example, if there's leftover chicken, you can use that as a topping for pizza, or if you have extra cookies, you can use that to make ice cream sandwiches, and this would help with waste less food. The reusable containers concept is used at other dining halls on campus. For Bears Den, they could have students purchase a to-go container at the beginning of the year, and then as long as they bring their reusable container back, they can get a clean box or they can use their own and continue the cycle. And this is to help reduce the use of single-use plates. The default plant-based item is a little bit more of a radical approach, as it's to have vegan dishes ready to go on display and have a sign that says, if you want the meat version of this meal, you can order it. So there was a study done for this at 3 colleges in the US, and the study showed that if you serve students vegan food by default, there's a significant increase of the adoption of these plant-based food, and then there's a decrease in meat consumption. Lastly, having a water filling station in Bears Den can increase or decrease the amount of single-use plastic bottles that are used, and since it's convenient. to have a reusable water bottle station.
So for the sustainability suggestions at the dining hall at the HHA campus in Sontheim, maybe replacing all plastic with glass, having more vegan options, and use seasonal fruits and vegetables. Maybe look for better separation of waste and lower the intake on the meat on the menu, and maybe giving up offering exotic fruits and vegetables. Yeah, that's it with our presentation. Thanks for your attention.